like the 50%. I mean, the accidents happen, things happen, and that would suck. But I mean, you're gonna be on it. You're gonna be on it. And I like that we saw the idea of checking them in camp. Like, I know we some guys cut a lot in camp, but like, it's not safe, man. Like, at the end of the day, a lot of us have families. You know, there's more to this than just that night. You know, and I think it's for the best of everyone involved if we start taking care of ourselves a little more with the weight cutting situation. Like, if you're bigger than than everybody in your weight class, like, obviously that's an advantage, but like, man up and just fight your guys your size. If you're so tough, you know. That's just kind of how I feel about it. Like, that's why I've always fought at 205 and I didn't cut to 185, because it was just like, why?
Yeah, I mean, for fighters not making weight, they should just be slapped. I mean, there's no reason why you should not make weight, none at all. It's not professional. I've never not made weight. Out of amateur, pro kickboxing, pro MMA, I've never missed weight. And if it gets to the point where I'm struggling, go up. Just go up a weight class. That's just being unprofessional. Not being professional. They can make it happen. They can make it happen. I mean, if they've done it before, they can do it again. They're just being lazy, unless they have a medical condition and not allow it to happen. But, you know, I think this does help a lot with, you know, USADA coming in and checking weight. And I think adding more weight classes, I think that would just get too complicated. You know, adding more, we're having trouble, more trouble as it is. Are we having trouble as it is? If you're adding more weight classes, you're still going to have people missing weight. You know, I think it's maybe instead of 20%, make it 30%. You know, you're taking people's money away. People listen to that, you know. And you got guys nowadays who will take that 20% cut to move up rank. They'll risk moving up, you know, giving away 20% to beat their opponent to move up in the rankings to make more money up there, you know. So, I mean, I think you take more of the money away, the less you'll get people, you know, trying to do that. So, or just not let them fight. Oh, you miss weight, you don't fight, and have backups. You know, I think that's cool.
Well, stiffer penalties, I don't think is going to work. I mean, because nobody is thinking, oh, I don't think there's anybody that's going, oh, look, I'll just give them the 20%, plans for it in advance. It usually happens, you start the cut, you fuck it up, or else it's just too big, or you didn't prepare well, and then you realize as you're cutting that you're in trouble. But before that, you always keep saying, so I'm going to make it, I'm going to be fine. So even if you increase fines, what I'm getting to is that people will still kind of go for those cuts, but then we'll just end up paying more as a result for it, but they'll still be going for them. I think maybe it'd be tough to do it, but you'd have to test them throughout camp, you know, their hydration levels and their weight. That's probably the only way to do it. Yeah, so you have to test their hydration level and their weight.
I don't think it's like that rampant to where like might need to step it up to that degree. I think the 20% is cool, and then I think if you're like over 5 pounds, then maybe you lose. You're like your winning purse or something. You know, like 50%, or you just something like that, because that's like that's pretty flagrant at that point. You know, when you're over 5, and that certainly can make a difference. I mean, anything can make a difference, but that's like, dude, how negligent can you fucking be? You know. But I think the 20% rule is pretty good right now. 20% hurts. Yeah.
I think it's hard unless I like the idea of what they do in one with the hydration checks. Because I actually have a teammate that fights in 1FC where I think his guy like didn't make weight up until like the very last weight check, and if he didn't make that last one, they weren't gonna fight. I think that would maybe eliminate some of the weight cutting problems, because it's not just the weight cut. Like, that's not a problem. I think it's more the increase to like all the brain trauma and all that happens because of it. I think the hydration checks are interesting, but there's definitely ways around it. like I know all these like high school wrestlers have been telling me how they get around theirs and stuff. I think that's kind of the way to go, or just kind of opening up more divisions so people don't have to cut as much weight. Maybe a 65 division, so the guys that are right on the cusp of being too big for 55 but too small for 70 would have somewhere to go. Maybe bump 70 to 75, just kind of go that way.
I think the guys have a lot of weights, a lot of divisions. For the girls, don't have so much divisions, very far away, 15, 25, 35, 45. And I know if you put more weight class, maybe getting better, or maybe fight a little, walk more, I don't know. But for me, I think I'm 13 years, lose the weight and the learning, and I start learning about my body, and I getting my weight better than before. I learned a lot of things about my body, and they have to work with a professional, help you for take care of your health, and the fight the weight, gonna injure your health after you fighting. You don't just have to think about now, you have to think about later, and for the health will be good after you stop fighting.
I think the onus has to be put on the fighters. Heavier fines, like you're a professional. They give you 8 weeks to make weight. And I know, coming from the heavyweight, like, what do I know about cutting weight? But I'm a professional. I know I'm ready. My conditioning is always on. When I do what I have to do, like if I had to cut weight, I would do it because this is my money. I'm not going to risk my money. So I think heavier fines, that's the only thing. Because like what Mackenzie Dern, remember Mackenzie Dern blew weight by like 8 pounds? That's just, you didn't care. You didn't care. You're like, okay, I'll give up 20%. Make it 50%. Then we'll see if guys or girls are blowing weight by 8 pounds. Then we'll see.
I think if you miss weight, you should start the first round. Or you should lose a point off your total score at the end of the fight. I think because money comes and goes. So I don't think a lot of people just value the money. As they're cutting weight, they're doing that calculation. It'd be like, well, if I win, then boom, 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 this is how much money I lose. So it's not a big deal. But if you're talking about taking points, man, you're already starting down. So maybe that encourages you to start cutting weight a little sooner, get a better diet or whatever to actually make weight.
Yeah, I think a point getting taken away if you miss weight, I think that's it. I think that would be something that I would definitely like. I just think that it's taking away a fighter's pay. It sucks, but it also, they're still going to fight. They're still going to get paid. And I would say 90% of the time, if a fighter misses weight, they usually win. So I don't even know. If someone missed weight against me, I probably wouldn't take the fight just because it's an unfair advantage and you didn't do your job, so you don't deserve to fight me. And that's just my mindset on it. And, so yeah, I think a point getting taken away or something that, could actually hurt them in the fight, I think that's probably the best way to go about it. I've broken my nose a few times, mostly in the gym. Once in an amateur fight, and my coach just kind of like pulled it back into place. But and I've hurt my rib pretty bad. I don't know if it was fully broken or if it was just like a pretty bad rib injury, but nothing in a fight has been too bad. I got a concussion one time, but that's here nor there.
I think ONE FC has a good system for that. They have like the weight categories, and then they also monitor their fighters all through camp to make sure that they're not cutting a huge amount of weight to make it healthier for the fighters in general.
With that original flow, head kicks with the pros, picks of the fights or anything in the mix. Getting closer to the heart of the flame, bringing conversations with heavy hitting names. You feel the love of the game.